Hey guys, this is Torna, and today we might have our first hint towards the next characters coming over into the Tacticus game after, obviously, we've finished these current characters. The Eldari are obviously the newest faction, just revealed not long ago, and we've got a couple of them in the game already, with Calandris and with Aclandus and Athana. I'm really bad at pronouncing these names. These two obviously were added in the most recent patch. We've already had the event for her, and then the Athena event coming up very, very soon. Now, this is kind of going off on a tangent. We're kind of connecting a couple dots here to kind of figure out what it is. Now, the first one here was down the bottom here, where they have like featured characters and featured videos from your amazing content creators. We had one not that long ago about the lore, and they were talking a little bit about the Discord over like the official Discord and saying, hey, over here, you guys can come talk about the lore. And then it was really weird. They started talking about Slaanesh, which is interesting because there's nothing in the game currently that kind of points towards Slaanesh at all. If you have a look at the current factions, the closest thing we've got that's kind of related to them is the Eldari. The Eldari, obviously, if you don't know in the lore, they've got a lot to do with Slaanesh. They kind of essentially brought Slaanesh into creation through a roundabout way because of their own kind of, I guess, pleasures and stuff like that they're kind of going a bit too heavy on. They brought Slaanesh into existence, and that's the closest we've kind of got to a mention of Slaanesh in the game. But even then, in the game, they don't actually mention Slaanesh here at all, which is very, very interesting. However, if we have a look at the factions, it's very likely that a Chaos faction is coming next. We've got 1, 2, 3 different factions of the Xenos. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 factions of Imperium, but then we only have 2 Chaos factions with the Black Legion and the Death Guard. It also makes sense, given Eldari coming into the game, that the next one would likely be related to Eldari, so that way we're able to get like an Eldari / mirror campaign with whatever. Because you can see here Necrons plus the Ultramarines, we've got Chaos and Guard, we've got Orcs, and we've got the Black Templar. So having like an Eldari campaign with, say, for example, someone who goes up against them, like the Slaanesh demons, or potentially a Chaos faction to kind of go alongside them, makes a lot of sense. However, we've got even more proof towards it. Now, I think that this is more related towards the Emperor's Children than anything. It could be interpreted as towards like the Drakari, like the Dark Elder as well. However, if you have a look, this is posted up on the subreddit. If you want to go to the subreddit, I'll link it down in the description, because I'm actually a moderator on the subreddit. I did a whole lot kind of expanding upon it yesterday and prettying it all up and going heavy on it. Sario J posted this earlier, where they've gone to level up a piece of gear. Now, if you don't know, in Tacticus, with the gear, if you get it up to from here, like this is a common one, you forge it, get it up to uncommon, then from there you can upgrade it into 2 items. You get a choice of 2 items. Usually it's an item that the character can use, plus one that's not necessarily able to use. And you can see this person's upgraded, obviously, an uncommon armor piece here, and then they've got the choice of augmented plate grease and Sword of Agony. And you'll notice Sword of Agony does not currently have any factions, so this isn't like an Eldari item or anything like that. It's for a faction that is likely just not revealed yet. Sword of Agony, to me, very much speaks towards the Emperor's Children, kind of going heavy on their whole torture and pleasure and kind of that kind of vibe. And I think that heavily kind of Emperor's Children would make a lot of sense to kind of go up against the opposite of the Eldari, with them being worshippers, well, followers of Slaanesh. You can see here they devote themselves solely to the service of the Chaos God Slaanesh, which would make a lot of sense, as I said, to be like the opposite of the Eldari, given the fact that if you have a look here, if it brings up the Slaanesh here, it's going to say here, the Slaanesh is a corruption of blah, 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 blah. Where does it say it? About them, was given life by the immortality and hubris of the ancient Eldari Empire. And they're the reason, Slaanesh is the reason why the Eldari are like just going around in their city ships rather than having their own kind of actual, like, place that they live and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense for them to be the opposite. But this here is showing to me that it very much could be the Emperor's Children next, and Emperor's Children would make a lot of sense. Either that, or we're looking at like a Slaanesh demons, which would make a bit of sense as well, like having if it's going to load it up. I can't actually see it in here. I can't be bothered looking it up. But like having like a demon faction, I think would be really cool as well. But personally, to me at least, Emperor's Children is what I'm kind of pointing towards here, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping for Thousand Suns next, but I mean, maybe it's Drakari instead. Who knows? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. That's it for today. Have a great day and goodbye.